please. I need a resolution. A motion to come out of the closed meeting we were in. Be it resolved that Town Council accept the hiring of Mr. Joshua Budville as a full-time qualified educator effective the 23rd of February 2017, and that he be subject to a probation period for a period of 6 months, and be it also resolved that the salary should I say, of Mr. Joshua Budville be pegged at level 1, class 7 of the salary grid for unionized employees, such as recommended. Seconded by Councillor Zant. All those in favor? Any questions? All those in favor? Carried then. Thank you. All right. I need someone to make a motion to open up the regular meeting of council. Well, you close the by entertaining this new resolution. You you entered into the regular meeting. Did someone move and second that we hire the qualified educator? Moved by Councillor Zant and seconded by Mr. Lalonde. Announcements, Mr. Lalonde? Yes, once again, Mr. Mayor, concerning the black and white supper sponsored by the Knights of Columbus on the 4th of March at 6 p.m. at the Knights of Columbus Hall. Now, proceeds of this particular event will be split among nonprofit organizations in this particular area. So those who are interested in attending, well, I have tickets here with me. Other announcements? Mr. Lalonde? I'd just like to thank all of those that took part in the Clarence Creek Carnival. Last Sunday was the last event held by the organizers of the carnival. 2,500 people attended the ice car race, and we had full complement of people attending from 9 o'clock to 12 noon and 12 p.m. even. It was nice weather, and I'd like to thank the bylaw enforcement officers that ensured that safety permeated throughout all events. Oh, you missed a good fireworks this year. Yes, I know. Next year, Mr. Mayor, I'll certainly be there in attendance during the fireworks. I'd also seize upon this opportunity, Mr. Mayor, to congratulate the organizers of Family Day last Monday. Now, I've never seen as many activities that were organized throughout our area. Those that took part in the Rockland Arena events, Valoris also set up team of horses, set up an event whereby a team of horses gave rides to people, and the Optimists also hosted a wild animal exhibit. So I never saw as many individuals attend as many events. There was also a hockey tournament over the arena here, and two Brockville-based teams went to the finals. So everyone in the area took an active part in all events that were organized these past few weeks. So thank you. Let's go on now. Question period. If anyone in attendance has any questions to address Town Council, this is the time now to ask any questions of Town Council. No one has any questions? Well, that's great. All right, then. Let's go on now to consent items. None. Consent items. Be it resolved, Mr. Mayor, the following items that are identified under consent items that appear on the agenda of the regular meeting of Town Council be adopted as carried. Item 10.1 sub A, the adoption of the minutes of the special meeting of February the 2nd, 2017. 10.1 sub B, adoption of the minutes of the regular meeting of February the 6th, 2017, and 10.1 sub C, adoption of the minutes committee of the whole meeting of February the 6th, 2017. 10.2, receipt of the minutes of the following meetings. Minutes of the Planning Committee meeting of January the 18th, 2017. 10.3, the following recommendations from the Committee of the Whole of February the 6th to be adopted. A, resolution to declare the Family Hockey Tournament as a community event. B, yes, B has been withdrawn, Mr. Mayor. C, resolution to authorize the distribution of the grant provided by the United Counties of Prescott and Russell to certain community activities. Items D, resolution to grant free access of the rink surface at the Clarence Creek Arena for a program entitled Race Against Drugs. E, resolution to accept that the sanitary sewage force main be permanently repaired at the same time as the sanitary sewage plant upgrades. F. Resolution to confirm that all way stop controls are not warranted at the intersection of Woods and Du Château. And G. Resolution to authorize the installation of a permanent monument at Simon Park. 10.4. Resolution to authorize the salaries paid. And 10.5. Resignation of a member of the Public Transportation Advisory Committee. Seconded by Councillor Simard. All those in favor then? Carried. Thank you. Committee reports. Accounts paid. Be it resolved that the accounts paid for the period in between the 14th of January to the 10th of February 2017 in the amount of $1,165,021 be adopted as recommended. Seconded by Councillor Guillemard. Any questions? Yes, Mr. Mayor, I do have a question. I think I'll switch to Shakespeare language here. Accounts paid, PDF's file, line 21. We have a purchase of $56,000 per hot box, and then I'm looking at line 44, and I see a patching contract at 52 grand. Now, I could be assuming that it's only the material, but there are two lines, 44 and 45, I believe. It says patching, and then we buy a hot box. I just want to make sure that we didn't buy a hot box and then gave a contract away. Well, I'll check back with Stefan and get back to you on that. I don't believe there's a double account or accounting involved here, but I'll check up on that. That's all I had, Mr. Mayor. Anything else? Well, item number 59, Mr. Mayor. Scomar rental. Were we invoiced before we received our new snowblower? That we had to rent one from, that's item number 59. We had, I believe we had to rent a snowblower for a short period of time. I know. What's the name of the company that we're dealing with concerning this? Is it Skrillex or something like that? Hold on. Oh, and there was I also had one question with regard to number 24. That's intended for our treasurer. Interim billing, financial statement audit. That's part and parcel of the contract we handed out to these folks? Yes. In the amount of $7,900? I'm sorry? In the amount of $7,900. It's an advance? Yes. All in all, our contract is for approximately $30-some-odd thousand. So that's an advance. So we're not late as we had been last week. No, we are up to date, Mr. Mayor. And we are up to date as far as audit goes. I'll keep you aware of progress in this file as we go on. Thank you. Then no other questions. Let's go on now to partial elections. Be it resolved that bylaw 2017-28 authorizing by-elections to fill the Councillor Ward empty seat, Councillor Ward number 4, be adopted. I'll second that motion. Questions or comments? Well, Mr. Mayor, of course, after having read the report submitted to us, Mr. Mayor, and it's a report that we did not have before us at the time in which we discussed the situation, the situation concerning Mr. Simoneau and his resignation from town council. I'd just like to enter into a conversation, and that's just my opinion. I believe that this particular position should be offered to the person that came in second at the last election, and if that individual does not want to sit at the council table, that we resort to a by-election. Fine. Ms. Ouellette, and do we vote against this first resolution, then we come back with a new resolution, or what? Well, not immediately, Mr. Mayor. This is just my motion, my initial motion. It has not been rejected yet. That's why I was wondering of the process to get involved in. Well, maybe we might decide to go with this. Just for the public to be aware of this, we talked about this particular option. We talked about this, and I agree with Mr. Zant. I take note of all the work that has to be done and the amounts involved. Mr. Berlinguet, who finished second, he put in time and energy in his campaign. I think it might be worthwhile to propose this position to him, this post to him. And if he refuses, then we can enter into by-elections. I believe that there might be less than maybe 1 year for this left for this councillor to sit at council table if he does accept. I believe that we should look into having someone sit at this council table for a longer period of time with no costs borne out by the municipality. I know there was a great difference between the first and the second. Well, he was second candidate up. He put in the time and effort. You know, with regards to cost, I'm not all that bothered really, because we have to replace Mr. Simoneau, who doesn't sit there anymore. But you know, given the time and the effort that he put in there, that this gentleman put in getting elected, even though he came in second, that's fine. If Mr. Berlinguet is in agreement to sit and represent the citizens of Ward 4, then I have no objections as to this. Well, I don't want to address this situation because we need to talk to Mr. Berlinguet with regard to this. And I just want to make sure that if we go ahead with the by-election, though, if ever, that the message soliciting people to vote by phone, that the message should be in French initially, because 69% of the people living in Clarence and Rockland is francophone and should be served in French first. Secondly, will there be a poll set up for Ward 4 if ever a by-election is called for? Are people going to vote? If people are going to vote by internet or by phone, well, let me tell you, people are quite nervous because they're waiting for the whole message to run through, which is a lengthy one, before voting online. So let's just wait for Mr. Berlinguet to give us a yes or a no on this offer we'll be making to him. We'll just wait and see. Yes, that's right. Let's make sure that if we resort to a by-election, if we hold a by-election, let's make sure that the phone message going out to potential voters will be in French first. Councillor Lalonde? During the initial discussions that we entered into concerning this, of course, I had a different vision, but I'd rally around the idea of approaching Mr. Berlinguet initially before going on to the by-election. Let's see what this gentleman says. So I move, Mr. Mayor, that firstly, we vote on the initial resolution. Well, let me make a suggestion here. Let's just modify the initial resolution by adding that the position of the Ward 4 councillor be offered to the person that came in second at the last election. And if that individual, Mr. Berlinguet, refuses, then let's proceed to a by-election. Well, we need a decision on behalf of Town Council, either a resolution to call for a by-election be adopted or not. And this is not a conditional resolution. It wouldn't be too late during the last regular meeting to vote to hold a by-election if ever there needs to be a by-election. Who's in favor of this particular resolution? This one here, this one that I have, that is before us. None? This resolution is defeated then. The new resolution calls for us to approach Mr. Berlinguet, who came in second at the last election, and offer him the position. If he refuses, then we'll go on to a by-election. Then we'll resort to a by-election. I need someone to move and second. Moved by Councillor Simard and seconded by Councillor Zant. That this be done. All those in favor then carried. All right, that's fine. Let's go on to item 11.3, well, 11.4, grant application to the Rick Hansen Foundation under the Access All Barrier Buster Program. This be it resolved that Municipal Council hereby go on with continue with a grant application to the Rick Hansen Foundation under the Access for All Barrier Buster Program in order to improve access to municipal parks. Seconded by Councillor André Lalonde. Question then? All those in favor? Questions? None? All right. All those in favor? Carried. So we'll continue on with the grant application process with regard to that. Let's go on now to bylaws. Bylaw 12.1, 2017-01 to adopt the community improvement plan. Well, this is a consent item. Should I read all of them together? Yes. Be it resolved that the following bylaws, Mr. Mayor, be adopted. 12.1, 2017-01 to adopt the Community Improvement Plan. 12.2, 2017-02 to establish the Community Improvement Plan area. 12.3, 2017-14 to amend the zoning bylaw 433 Laurier Street. 12.4, 2017-15 to amend the zoning bylaw -701, 705, 709, 713, 717, 721, 725, 729, and 733 Judivage Street. Item 12.5, Bylaw 2017-17 to amend the official plan 701, 705, 09, 713, 717, 721, 25, 729, and 733 Judivage Street. Item 12.6, Bylaw 2017-19 to dedicate public Block 29 on Plan 50M-131. And item 12.7, Bylaw 2017-25 to authorize the installation of all-way stop controls at the intersection of Jasper and Emerald. And 12.8, 2017-30 to appoint Brian Wilson as Community Emergency Management Coordinator. Seconded by Councillor Simard. All those in favor then? Fine. Thank you very much. Let's go on to the confirmatory bylaw. Be resolved that Council adopt bylaw 2017-22 being confirmatory bylaw for all decisions taken during the course of the regular meeting of the 22nd of February 2017 meeting. So adjournment called at 7:42. So we'll be starting up at 8 p.m. with the Committee of the Whole. Thank you.